In the new facility, something that's going to be different is there's a front vestibule lobby area that will be open 24/7. And so if somebody did come to the police department after hours, they would be able to hit a call box and that number would go directly right to dispatch. And they'd be able to send an officer back to the police department to meet with somebody in that front vestibule areas. Our interview rooms here, we have 2 offices that we just converted into interview rooms. One is kind of more of a hardened interview room where there's nothing on the walls, and that's where we generally bring suspects in if we're going to talk with them. And then we, of course, we have our front public interview room where anybody that comes into the police department to make a report can talk with an officer in that room. But in the new facility, we're going to have 3 separate areas that are just set up for interview rooms. 2 for the public, and then there'll also be kind of the hardened security back in our prisoner processing area. Offices in our current facility, because of our sizing, we share. Because we're a 24/7 operation with staff on at all of those times, only office that is going to be shared in the new facility is the sergeant's office, just because there's only one on per shift. Other than that, there'll be individual office spaces for everybody else in our facility. We have evidence storage here, but this facility is going to be designed to actually store evidence. It's not just sitting in the basement. So what does that mean is we'll have ventilation, a whole separate area for firearms and for drugs. We also have it at the new building. Anytime an officer gets a lot of evidence, and it could be maybe something that's oversized, then we'll have a bay door right off of our parking lot where we could pull our squads up and then put that item right into evidence. So that will be something that'll be nice in the new facility. This building, we don't have a training room or a briefing room. In the new facility, we'll have a completely separate area for training. What'll also be nice about this is if the community has some type of event that can't fit in somewhere else, that we'll be able to open that up to the public, that they can use that training room. We'll have a separate briefing area, and we'll also have a weight room that'll be in this new facility as well, which is something that we currently don't have here. Something else that we'll also have in the new building are conference rooms. So one will be for the investigators, and that would be in case there's something that's a larger event, maybe DCI or FBI comes in to assist us with an investigation, then we'll have a space that they can actually work in. And then we'll also have our own conference room for the rest of the PD, which is just an admin conference room. We're also adding into this building is our cyber crimes, and this is just the way it seems like crime is changing. Everything is online, everything involves a cell phone. We're focusing on getting officers trained in that. One thing when you come to the current police department, you'll notice that parking is at a premium, not only for the squad cars, but also for the public who want to come in and make reports. So at our new facility, we will have 2 separate parking areas. We'll have a secured fence-in parking lot for all of the squads, and then we'll also have a public parking area with multiple spaces right there along Main Street. Something else that we have here is a locker room. But over there, to actually be a locker room, and the lockers will be full-size lockers with ventilation in those lockers, so it will not smell like a locker room, hopefully. And the last thing that I can think of is we'll have a sally port. And so what the sally port is if we did end up arresting an individual or taking somebody into custody and we need to bring them back to our police department to interview, then we'll have a secure sally port, which is really just a garage. It's only going to be for temporary detention of an individual before we take them to the Johnson County Jail. The only place that we can safely secure detain somebody right now would be in the back of a patrol car. If you've seen the back of a squad car, pretty tight quarters, not the most comfortable, and really can't conduct interviews in those spaces. So this will be a nice space for us to have. This building also is designed to have a FEMA shelter, and so it's also in that prisoner detention area because it's already hardened with the concrete CMU blocks all the way around it. Right now, we don't have all of our records that are stored at this facility. At this new space, all the records will be contained in one area close to records so they can access and do whatever that they need to do.